Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hey Jenny Roofling. Hey Gypsy Queen for Love. Welcome replay viewers, welcome web viewers, welcome early risers and evening innovators. For those of you who are new to 5 a.m. Wake and Breakthrough, my name is Naketa Thigpen and I'm a women's executive balance advisor. Hey Monique! Here to help all increase focus and infuse balance in their life and business. 5 a.m. Breakthrough is all about breaking through the barriers that are preventing you from being able to do those things. Hey Mo, it's always good to see your face early this morning. Did y'all notice I left my earring? I forgot to put them in. This is what happens when you go out and you play late 2 nights in a row. I'm so not a late bird. It's horrible. I had a lot of fun last night though. It was a great event at the Odyssey Media event. Goat Mouth Gordy. That is an interesting name. Goat Mouth Gordy. Say that 3 times fast. I can't. That is awesome. Welcome, Goat Mouth Gordy. That was an interesting name. I like it. Thank you for the green heart love early this morning. This is awesome. I had the most amazing run-in with someone who is a early riser / replay viewer, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman named Anika. I hope I pronounced that right. It was a lot of noise around us last night. Who came up and said, "Are you the lady from 5 a.m. Scopes in the morning?" It was so awesome. It was like, a small celebrity moment. Yes. Were you nice to your family last night when I came in? Mo, I think I was. I cooked. It wasn't my night to cook. I started dinner in the crock pot before I left. All they had to do was add rice, which of course they didn't do. I think I was pretty nice. I was not nearly as moody. Hey, Julia, it's good to see you. I was not nearly as moody as I was the night before. I think it was something about that Monday night, late night thing. That's for the birds. It has to really, 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 really be an exception for me to do late nights, especially on a Monday. I said when you came in, not before you left. Oh, thank you, Mo, for clarification. Hey, good morning, Julia. Send some positive love and energy to Monique Thompson. She needs it this morning. Yeah, I actually was. I was pretty good. I stayed to myself. I wasn't moody at all. Like, no one gave me the ugly eyes or evil. Messiah even came in my room and talked to me, so that's a good sign. All right, guys, are you ready for this morning? And there's no jelly. I don't have any jelly to give you, but I do have something pretty intense. Y'all ready? It's 5 a.m. Wake and Breakthrough. I didn't say every day would be easy. This week is a little bit of a tough week. Thank you, Julia. Giving her love. That's right. Give her some love, some attention, some hearts. Awesome. I love Mo. She's like my sister. I love her. So, no muddling in the middle, right? All this week, no muddling, no disorganization, no playing middle ground. Say what you mean what you say. That was Monday. Yesterday was all about making sure that you're clear why you've been playing it safe. If you've been playing it safe, right? Well, one of the reasons that we play it safe, one of the reasons that we hold back from saying what we mean and meaning what we say is because of the attacks. No one wants to be polarized, taking one side or the other. Not no one. Most people don't want to be polarized because of the attacks that will come. They will come. And you know how maybe this is week 11, so I'm going to say maybe around week 4 of 5 a.m. Club, we talked about, and that was probably the second week in September, roughly, first week in September. I can't count, whatever. It was around week 4. Y'all know what I mean. It is 5 a.m. Don't question my math. We talked about being guarded. It's wartime. Like Cheryl Wood said, playtime is over. We talked about that probably almost 6 weeks ago, right? The attacks will come. So hopefully you've been being sealed up in your spirit, sealed up in your mind, being very clear of who you have around you to support you, who's in your inner circle, who can see you naked. Remember when we talked about that? If you have not, remember that. If you're super, super new to 5 a.m. or you just joined in the last few weeks, go to my YouTube page. Just go over there, Thick Pro Media, and all of the 5 a.m. clubs are there. We post them usually by 6 p.m. the day of, and they're all there, ordered by date and title, by theme. So just go over there. It's a whole playlist channel right there, so you can catch up on everything you need to and get your portion. It doesn't matter if you weren't here live. I appreciate when you're here live. I want you here live. I prefer you here live. But as long as you get your portion, that is the most important to me. But all of that stuff It's not just themes that Naketa made up. It's all relevant to where we're going and how we're growing in our breakthroughs so we can wake up and get the space that we need to be able to focus and infuse balance, right? I love to see when your heart slow down because it's like, yes, this is powerful. They are listening. I can always tell. Who just gave me one peak heart? Speak up. Who just did that? I want to know who did that. It was like, boop, not going to give you that moment. Taking it away. Taking it away. That was funny. I love it. Super. That was awesome. Seriously, the attacks will come. Monique, it was probably you. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. The attacks will come and we have to be prepared. But we also, hey, Shelly Silva, welcome, welcome. Oh, it wasn't you, Mo? Okay, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I just was picking on you. Hey, Trudy True, that was probably you coming in with the pink heart right at that moment. Make sure you guys, Shelly and Trudy, make sure you watch the replay from just the very, very beginning of what I said. But I'm literally just getting started, so you haven't missed any meat yet. The meat is coming, like right now. But I was teasing Monique. She was being special. So, attacks, right? The reason we won't polarize and stake a claim in a statement to say what we mean and mean what we say. The reason that we want to play it safe. Mo, are you serious? That's crazy. That's awesome though. Yes, everyone should be going for 500 hearts every time, replay and live. Each of you, all the time, 500. Just do it. Just tap the screen on my face. I don't care as long as you listen. It's fine. That was funny. Hey, E, welcome, Erica. I love to see you join this morning. It was awesome. The reason the attacks are going to come is because people, they want to challenge you. They want you to give them a reason to feel like they're above you. They want it. There was a gentleman, I won't even give him enough energy to say his name. Hey, sweetie pie. A friend of mine, very, very, very good friend. Love her to life. Posted something amazing on LinkedIn. It was a great detailed article. It was awesome. It went viral. It was pretty cool. And, lots of people had opinions. Some agreed, some didn't agree, but everyone was pretty, respectful and played tight. And someone just decided that he obviously needed to project all of his tensions that was clearly coming from a whole nother place onto her in this article, and was like attacking her character and her title, and you claim you're this and you claim you're that, and if you were, then you would know better than this, and none of it was based on any reality. It was all like very angry, rageful attacks. So of course, both of us have a psychology background, so we could see right through it. She handled it very professionally well. She didn't feed him any energy back. And of course, when I read it, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. He needs a therapist. He needs some Viagra. He needs to have a conversation with his wife, and he needs to remove himself because he's clearly projecting like a whole bunch of stuff, like a whole bunch of stuff, which I won't even go super deep in because I know some babies watch this occasionally. Some of the younger people are like actually replaying, which is awesome. So I'm trying to curb my language a little bit, even though you know what I meant by that when I said what he needed, right? He was projecting all this stuff, but he was looking for something. He was trolling LinkedIn, a very professional platform, just to see who he could make feel lower than himself so he could put himself above. And she had a very polarized view of something that was important to her, which is awesome. But that's why a lot of people don't put their view out there. Do you realize that a lot of females don't Periscope? And the reason they don't Periscope is because they're afraid of the people who come what they call trolling, when they say like really inappropriate things or they just talk nonsensical. You're talking about yellow and all of a sudden they come in with saying curse words and numbers. Like it doesn't matter, but they're just trying to like ruse you and distract you and the group of people. So a lot of women are refusing to do live streams or anything interactive like this. It's really interesting. They'd rather blog, which blogging is super, super cool, but they'd rather blog because you can turn off the comments. You can just totally control it. And in order to do that on Periscope, you have to turn off everyone. You can't, with blogging, you can choose which comments to let in because you can preview everyone. With Periscope, because it's live, you can't. If you turn off comments, you turn them off for everyone. So even your community, your group, the people you want to talk to can no longer talk to you. So they're worried. They're afraid of the attacks that will come. I'm urging you I was picking on Periscope, I was picking on LinkedIn. Has nothing to do with social media, has nothing to do with saying your statement on a video camera or through a blog or an article. But be polarized. Don't muddle. Whatever you have to say it and be good with it. Be okay with it. As long as you're respectful and you speak through a filter, being mindful, because we talked about that a little bit yesterday, being very, very mindful of what you're trying to say so it's clear and it's not filled with emotion. Strip your emotion out and say what you need to say. That doesn't mean you can't be passion, which passion is very much associated with an emotion, but be mindful that you're not trying to go in and attack anyone. You're not trying to be like the man on LinkedIn who was just being ridiculous. Speak through your filter, but be very clear that your filter is there so that all the good stuff can come through and all the extra can be, drizzled out. You don't need that. That's the only reason you need to speak through a filter. It's not about being PC. It's not about purposely trying to walk around hurting people's feelings or, because you don't want to get caught saying something bad. No, you want to get caught saying something honest. Be honest. Just check where your honesty is coming from. Is it coming from an ugly place? Is it coming from your own culture, traditions, religion, expectation? Where is it coming from? That's why you have to put it through a filter. And then put it out there. And be okay with the fact that people are going to attack you. No one wants to be attacked, but you're already guarded and girded, right? You're already ready. Your spirit is sealed. And you're not in it alone. You're not in a bubble. Remember, you're not alone unless you want to be. We talked about that like 2 weeks ago. So because you're not alone and you have the right people around you, your spirit is already sealed, you're guarded and girded, you're like, bring it on. Bring it. We have trolls every once in a while. Rarely at 5 a.m., but when I do evening scopes or afternoon, like 10x focused business scopes or anything, every once in a while you'll have something crazy. We had a lot of that Monday night when I was scoping. People were coming in and jumping in like, did you block him? I'm not giving you any energy. You're making a statement that's not really affecting me, so keep talking. And if it's really, really distractive to the group, I will kind of pause the broadcast enough because that means I have to hold the camera, stop, and push the button. I have to do a bunch of stuff which could interrupt the feeds. I'm really careful about that too. But it doesn't bother me as long as it's not out of control where it's disrupting the community. Otherwise, bring it. Commenters, bring it. In the street, bring it. Because I'm already guarded and girded. And it's not about being physical. It's just the reality that when you're prepared for something, you feel so much stronger about making your statement. That you're not afraid of the rejection that you're expecting to come because you prepared for it. I love honesty, but I get looks. Is there such a thing as being too honest? Mo, what do you mean you get looks? I'm not rude, but I get my point across. No, you're not rude. I've been in your presence when you're being very straightforward and speaking through a filter. It really just depends on where the person is. Oh, honestly, if someone feels, even if it's a room of 8 people, I'm just pulling out a number out of the sky. It's a room of 8 people and you're talking about a subject and you're being passionate through your filter, being polarized about your point. You're not trying to muddle in the middle and play it safe with anything. And you say something that pierces someone. It pierced them because it affected them. People don't understand that affecting them means they need to check that. Is that a lesson for me? Is that a blessing for me? Is that lesson a blessing for me? Or am I being pierced because I was offended? And why was I offended? You always have to start with self. You always have to be the first partaker with anything that you're receiving. So if you're giving out something and someone else is pierced, hopefully you're giving it because it's a place of understanding and recognizing from yourself that you can relate to, and you're sharing it. So someone in that 8 that was pierced by that person, and they don't need to stop and say it. They just need to check themselves. People around tend to look down or away like, oh my goodness, that was a lot. That's because a lot of people don't know how to deal with conflict. There's 4 or 5 different styles of conflict. Some people are avoiders. Some people are collaborators. Some people are literally people pleasers. There's another word for that, but I'm blanking on it right now. Some people are very competitive in their style. And there's another one that I'm blanking on. There's all different kinds of avoiding personality styles. So it really just depends. So a lot of people who look down are avoiding, right? That's just not my style. I'll look at you like, was you talking to me? Just be clear. Was you talking to me? because that appears to me, and I want to know why he was talking to me. Or maybe it's because someone really, really close to me is what you're referencing. Like when we're talking about types of people or personalities or things that people do. I'm not speaking of the person I was talking about, but the other people. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's just other people's conflict styles. I know I had a awesome tea with a good girlfriend from Texas. We actually were doing our doctorate together. She already finished hers. Whoop, whoop. And she was mentioning, which was amazing, Candy's going to kill me. Fortunately, she doesn't. She lives in Texas, so it's 4 a.m., so she does not watch these live at all. So she'll see this later. She can kill me later. But we were having virtual tea yesterday, and another friend of ours, when we did our, I think, third residency together in LA a few years back. Hey, Ellen Campos, thanks for joining. She mentioned, she was like, yeah, I talked to her. I haven't talked to her in a few months, blah, 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 but I'm not even sure she finished her dissertation. And I was like, oh, yeah, me neither. And she was like, what? Wait, but that's such a waste of money. And I was like, no, I'm running a business. I had to make a decision for my work-life balance. Like, I have to really look at what's the most important for me while I pause one aspect of my life. All my classes are done. I had to pause on my dissertation so I could actually eat. You don't work, you don't eat when you're 100% full-time entrepreneur in your energy, in your space. Everyone's 100% if you're really invested in your business, even if you have a 9-to-5. But this is my everything. This is where every piece of money comes from, like every single thing. Besides what my husband does, in addition to being VP of our company, he also does hold down, quote unquote, traditional 9-to-5. But those pieces together have to make it work for us. So I had to make a decision to pause that. But when she was saying it, she was like, to our other person. I was like, yeah, boo, that's me too, though. And, the whole air, she was like, oh, well, I just need you to go back to school and just finish your dissertation. And she came back in her sisterly love and gave it back to me. But I wasn't offended because I am already prepared for that. I'm prepared for people to say, Naketa, when are you getting that done? And I'm prepared to say, I have to think about whether or not I want to finish it. I have so much else going on. It's not the top priority in my life. And I'm all about prioritizing not meeting other people's expectations. Hashtag that. Not meeting other people's expectations. It's all about what I need to do for me and for my family and what makes sense for my work-life balance. Would I love to just get it done in my sleep in a month? Absolutely. Do I have another 1.5 years to commit to that? Time, money, and energy in addition to running a business? Probably not in this very moment. But if I decide to add it on my plate in 6 months or 9 months, hallelujah. If I decide not to add it on my plate in 6 to 9 months, hallelujah. It's my life. But I wasn't offended. It was a great conversation because I was already prepared for those questions. They have come, they will come, and they will come again. And that's okay. So we have to make sure that we're willing to take a stance. Now, I could have muddled in that situation and been like, oh, wow, she didn't finish yet? Wow. Yeah, girl, she should just get that done. And just completely acted like this was, no. You're not living for anyone else. You're living for you. No muddling. Unless you're a mixologist, okay? And I'm not encouraging that if you don't know what you're doing. All right. Enjoy the balance of your day. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Tomorrow is a New York day for me, and I will be with Bobby and Kurt. So, we'll do like a quick scope somewhere off the highway. We'll pull over so the engine won't be underneath of us. So we can do, Mama Sherry just joined, watch the replay. We're wrapping up now. Thanks for joining though. And for anyone who just came in like the last 7 minutes, make sure you watch the replay. But I'll definitely see you tomorrow. Thanks, Trudy True. I love you. We need another tea date. I'm about that life. We can meet in Northern Lib or somewhere else, wherever you want. I love you. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. At 5 a.m. precisely, preferably if we can pull over on the highway like at 5 o'clock or 5:01 like we normally do. And I will be scoping from the car because it will be like 20 minutes from here. All right, I love you to life. Have an abundant and prosperous day and enjoy this day. Truly, truly enjoy with no muddling. Be prepared for the attacks because they will come. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. As soon as I put my tea down and close the sleep.